everyone, welcome to the science class. I, Kumkum Majumdar of Jagran Public School, going to explain the chapter Matter in Our Surroundings of class 9th. Everything that you see around you is called matter. Now the question arises, what is matter? Matter is anything which occupies space and has mass. You can see examples of matter in figures. When we keep a book, it occupies space and has mass. So, obviously it is a matter. Come to the second example, that is milk. Milk is again a matter as it needs space and has mass. Third example is of balloon. It also has mass and occupies space. Inside the balloon, air is filled. We know that inflated balloon is more heavier than deflated balloon because of air inside it, which takes the shape of the balloon. Here, air is an example of matter. Remember, the condition for something to be matter are it should occupy space and have mass. But the things like love, affection, ideas, friendship, taste, etc. are not considered as matter. Modern day scientists classify matter in two ways. On the basis of its physical properties, it is classified as solids, liquids and gases. Apart from these, two more states exist. They are plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. But about these two states, you will study in higher classes. On the basis of chemical properties, matter is classified as elements, compounds and mixtures. There were two competing theories regarding matter. One said that matter is continuous like a block of wood, and other says matter is made up of tiny particles. Now which one do you think is correct? So let us check with an activity. Take a beaker filled with 50 milliliter water and mark the level of water on beaker. Now add 1 tablespoon of common salt to water. In the beginning, when we add salt in water, it settles down in the bottom of the beaker. But after stirring with a glass rod, salt starts disappearing and then a stage comes when it disappears. Because salt granules break up into tiny particles. This activity shows that it is not one continuous state of matter. Instead, it is formed of small particles. Let us have a look at the characteristics of particles of matter. First characteristic is particles of matter are very small. Second, particles have spaces between them. Third, particles are constantly moving. Fourth, particles attract each other. We will explore the characteristics of particles of matter by doing some exciting experiments. I am sure by the end of the video, the concepts are going to be clear to you and you will find it easy to remember. Let's study the first characteristics, that is particles of matter are very small. Let's discuss an activity to prove it. Take 2 or 3 small crystals of potassium permanganate and dissolve it in 100 milliliter of water. We will get a deep purple colored solution of potassium permanganate in water. Now take out approximately 10 milliliter of this solution from first beaker and put it into 90 milliliter of clear water in second beaker. It becomes bit lighter. Now take 10 milliliter of potassium permanganate from second beaker and mix it with 90 milliliter of clear water present in the third beaker. Keep diluting the solution like this number of times. In this way, we get a very dilute solution of potassium permanganate in water. But the water is still light pink color. This experiment shows that just 2 or 3 tiny crystals of potassium permanganate can impart color to a large volume of water. We conclude that each potassium permanganate crystal itself must be made up of millions of small particles which keep on spreading and imparting color to more and more of water, and even smallest particles shows the properties of the parent substance. Now let's take a look at second characteristics. The particles of matter have space between them. To understand it, take about 100 milliliter of water in a beaker. Remember, water is a kind of matter. Mark the level of water in the beaker. Also take 50 grams of sugar. Now we will put the sugar granule in the water and start dissolving the sugar by stirring it with a glass rod. When all the sugar has dissolved, we get a sugar solution. We observe that there is no rise in the level of sugar solution. Now the question arises, why is it so? The answer is, it is because the sugar granule breaks up into tiny sugar particles. When they dissolve in water, these tiny sugar particles go and occupy spaces between the water molecules. That's why the level of water does not arise. So this experiment proves that particles of matter have spaces between them. The main point to remember is the spaces between the particles are minimum in solids, more in liquids, maximum in gases. Now let's move on to the third characteristics. The particles of matter are constantly moving. As we know that particles of matter are not stationary, they are always in motion. The motion can be slow or fast. When we light an incense stick in one corner of a room, its fragrance spread in the whole room quickly. This shows that matter consists of small particles which are moving continuously. This means that particles of matter possess kinetic energy. Smell of lighted incense stick diffuse with air and reaches to us sitting at a distance. This proves that particles of matter are constantly moving. The main point, movement of particles are minimum in solids, more in liquids, and maximum in gases. Let's move to the fourth characteristic. Particles of matter attract each other. Open a water tap and try to break the stream of water with your fingers. Can you cut the stream? Answer is, we cannot cut the stream of water. And again the question arises, what could be the reason behind the stream of water remaining together? The reason behind the stream of water remaining together is that the particles of water are held together with force of attraction, so the stream remains together. Remember, the force of attraction is maximum in solid, intermediate in liquids, negligible in gases. On the basis of physical properties, matter is classified into solids, liquids, and gases. Now we will discuss the factors governing the states of matter. First one, interparticle space. It means the space in between the particle is called interparticle space or intermolecular space. Second factor is force of attraction between particles means the force of attraction between the particles of any form of matter is called interparticle force. Third factor is kinetic energy of particles due to their motion. The energy of these particles increases with the rise in temperature. Let's move to the properties of solids. Solid has a fixed shape and fixed volume. The reason behind is the particles are held together by a strong intermolecular force. Second property, cannot be compressed because in solids the particles are closely packed and there are hardly any space between them. Third one, have high density because particles are packed tightly due to strong intermolecular forces. We know that density is defined as mass per unit volume. Fourth one, solid do not flow because its particles are held very strongly and unable to leave their fixed position. Fifth point, solid do not fill their container completely because its particles are held tightly by strong interparticle forces and hence cannot leave their position to fill the whole container. Hence, we conclude that in solids, the intermolecular forces between the particles are very strong and the kinetic energy is very less. Particles of a solid only vibrate in their fixed positions. Let's move to the properties of liquid. Liquids does not have a fixed shape because the positions of its particles are not fixed due to comparatively less strong forces of attraction between them. It takes the shape of its container because the particles of a liquid can slip or slide over one another easily. Liquids has a fixed volume because at a given temperature the space between its particles are fixed. Second point, a liquid cannot be compressed much because its particles are still quite closer together and very small spaces between them. Third one, liquids have moderate to high densities. They are usually less dense than solid as its particles are quite close together. Fourth point, a liquid does not fill its container completely because its particles are held fairly strongly by the interparticle forces and hence cannot leave the body of liquid to fill the whole container. Fifth point, liquids generally flows easily as its particles are able to slide over one another due to slightly weaker interparticle forces of attraction. In liquids, intermolecular force between the constituent particles is moderately strong and the kinetic energy is sufficient for particles to move to and fro. Let's move to the properties of gases. Gases have neither a fixed shape nor a fixed volume. Gases will fill the entire space available to them because in gases the intermolecular force between the particles is negligible and these are free to move in any direction. Second point, gases are highly compressible because particles are far apart and there are large spaces between them. Third point, as compared to solids and liquids, gases have very low densities because their intermolecular space in gases is very large. Fourth point, gases fill their container completely because due to high kinetic energy and negligible forces of attraction, the particles of a gas are moving with high speeds in all direction. Fifth point, gases flow easily as its particles are completely free to move anywhere. So, in gases, intermolecular force between the constituent particles is negligible and the kinetic energy is very high. Here are some practice questions for you. What are the conditions for something to be called matter? Why is the rate of diffusion faster in gases? Why are light and sound not considered as matter? How do solids, liquids and gases differ in shape and volume? Now I am sure that concept of matter is crystal clear. Thank you.